Rolling on the river.
Give us a countdown. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Wait, you start, right?
Every time. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to the Dham Good podcast.
Your favorite Hare Krishna lifestyle podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Prema'S.
And I am Narayan.
Behind the camera, we have Amrita and Daniel.
We are back for season 2, everyone. I know you've been waiting. All of you, I guess, have been waiting.
I don't know. All 3 of you.
I've had people ask us, when are you going to do the show? When are you going to do the show? We're just lazy and very disorganized, but we are back now, and we are better than ever. Pose for the season 2 billboards. Season 2. Okay. Now, what now?
Well, how are
Thanks,
you? What have you
guys.
been up to? Anything interesting? Anything exciting?
So much. I don't know if I could fit it on here, but for right now, I'm just chilling back in Mayapur. Had a great time in Malaysia. I was there for like a good 4 months before I had to come back and teach here.
Yeah.
And now I'm not teaching, and I'm just chilling. And I plan on.
Can I tell you something?
Please do.
You have fans all over the world.
Really?
Yes.
Stans?
Stans, perhaps. Our new word, stans.
I found out what a stan was, and I thought it was just a guy named Stan. I don't know a stan. So, how do I have stans?
You have fans. You have, because I was in Minnesota, and
Really?
people are like, I love Narayan. Everybody loves, okay.
Send money. I have people who glorify you. We had people who wanted autographs. I was in Malaysia, and there was a friend or a stan. Now it's Stan now, and she was all like, oh my God, I watch your podcast. It's so good. When you guys gonna do another one? Are you the Narayan from the Dham Good podcast with Prema'S from the Dham Good? I'm like, yes. It's like, oh my God. So I was like, this could be something, guys. Yeah. Really, I feel it.
We need merch.
We're back.
We need merch.
We need merch.
People buy it, we can sign it.
Make a poll, guys. What would you guys like to buy from us? We'll give you a good discount.
Yeah.
What's your guys' favorite thing about each other?
Nothing.
Here in my mind, I was like so sincere. I was like,
Okay. All right. I know what mine is. You already know what I'm gonna say.
No, I have no idea.
You have no idea. I said this before.
My laugh?
Yes! I love your laugh. It makes me so happy. Oh, I'm touching the mic. It makes me so... That one. That's the one. I just love it. It just makes me light up. Oh my God. I just can't with her. I am dead inside. So her laughter actually resuscitates the very cold part within me and just brings it a little bit to life. So that's my favorite thing about you.
No, okay. Cold part of you. I don't think you have it. I was going to say, what I like about you is you have such a good heart.
I do?
Yes. Okay, I'm going to tell you something. Here's some tea. You don't remember this, but I remember this, okay? So this was back when Facebook was kind of popping.
So 2004.
No, it was 2000, because I definitely met you by then, right? And it was in that era of that era of Facebook when something would happen and you write something like sneaky snake, some people need to mind their own business. Right? You know what I mean? You remember that era of Facebook? Where you'd be and then I went to Boston Summit and then you could be blah, blah, blah. You remember I was like this. I was doing this. And I wrote something about my husband and you sent me a message. And you were like, look, you shouldn't be putting your personal business out there. And it was so not, because you could have been oh, she got tea, blah, 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 blah.
I was, but I had to give you some good advice.
But it was the nicest thing. I deleted it, and I was like, thank you.
Really?
Yes.
No,
you don't remember nothing.
Nothing.
Yes.
Is the Alzheimer's setting in early? No, I have brain problems.
You have brain problems.
Who? So that's really nice of me. Not that I would know.
Nice. It was nice, and you're always so good-hearted and well-meaning, and I don't know. I just really appreciate that. I mean, you take a chance on me. I'll come in and be like, "What do you think about doing a podcast? And we gotta do this series, and now we got 7 dramas to do for the temple." Blah, blah, blah. And you're over here you know what? All right, let's try. Let's see.
Prema, you are my spirit animal. I'm telling you, I don't do nothing. I stay inside the house. I talk to myself. I've got about 12 personalities. They're even tired of me, you know. And then you come and you're like, la 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 la. I'm like, you know what? Let's go. I want to be you when I grow up. You know, that is the career goal.
Next question. What is something someone said to you that you could never forget?
I don't listen to nobody, so I don't know nothing.
I listen to everything.
I listen to myself, and more people need to listen to me.
What? I have no idea how to answer this. Are we going dark? Is this like something someone said to you that you just never forget?
Moved
like
you.
Something you never forget ever, man. I don't know.
I was talking more like on an inspirational, like something that inspired you, not something like someone said to you that was really mean when you were a kid.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Here's all my trauma.
This is like my free therapy, guys. Okay. Most inspirational. You go first. I need time to load.
I really don't know. Okay, well, we did have this question before. I will say that. I remembered something my mom said.
Oh.
She always says, if you can't hear, you'll feel. And Prabhupada basically says the same thing. Like, if you can't understand by listening, then you'll see. And if you can't understand by seeing, then you'll have to understand by experiencing. But if you still don't understand, then you're a fool because you do the same thing over and over. So it was like kind of the same line. If you can't hear, you'll feel. I didn't feel meaning like you're going to go in timeout, you're going to, you know what I mean?
You're going to learn.
I'm going to get the spoon, you know, like that kind of thing.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's really good. My dad had like a Brazilian version of that, which was, you know, se você não faz com a cabeça, você faz com os pés.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, and for those of you who don't speak Portuguese, because you sure understand, if you don't do it with your head, you'll do it with your feet.
Interesting.
So I'd be like, I'd forget to do something, or I wouldn't think about it properly. I would have to go back and then come back again and do it, and then like relearn the whole thing. That I never forgot. It's just like, you know, like if you don't put, and that kind of stuck with me. That's why I'm always like a little bit like about doing things the right way, because like the worst thing is to just like waste your time.
Exactly.
Right? You just gotta, all that planning. What is it, that whole thing? Like cut once, measure twice? Yes. And I can't even cut or measure properly. So, you know, I might as well measure it first once. So I hear you. I like, Grandma had some good advice.
Is there something that you say all the time to people?
You see, I get these questions, and when I am not here, there are so many things I'm philosophizing about. And now you ask me, and I feel like my life has literally been an empty jar filled with nothing. Because I can't think of one thing. I can't think of one thing right now.
You know what's something I always say? Okay. This is, okay. Applies to anything. Relationships, this, that, whatever. Never give someone an ultimatum, because you will always lose. If you're at the point of an ultimatum, the decision is already made, you know?
It's true.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like, think about Prabhupada. He said it's either tea or me. And what'd she say? She wasn't like, I love you, darling. She said, I choose tea.
I think it's weak-minded people that would just go the other way. The decision's already made. I don't know. I disagree.
I think if you're at the point of an ultimatum, it's over.
It's true. Don't give an ultimatum. Okay, so I'm getting the download. Okay. So I believe in things done in threes, right? I don't believe in. I remember hearing about this when I was doing politics class in uni, and how they're talking about politics, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. And then he was talking about bipolar politics, where it's either one extreme or the other. And we were studying this in the context of diplomacy. Whereas diplomacy, you always have like a third middle option that somehow feels like it's never manifested. In life, it's like that.
Yeah.
One of the things I always say, believe in the magic. It's there. It's available. It is energy. It's not Harry Potter. It's not Lord of the Rings. But it is there for you to manipulate. There's energy to be moved if you know how to speak, if you know how to listen, if you know how to feel. So, you know, I don't believe in polar worlds. It, like you said, ultimatums. It either has to be like we're never friends again, or we have to live together forever.
Yeah.
What if there's like a middle balance where it's more organic? That stuck with me always. Living life in threes. There's always a third option.
Well, on the topic of relationships, why do you think people cheat?
Mental issues.
Yes.
Mental issue.
It's a perspective thing. It has to be. There's no one forcing you.
Yeah.
We call that rape. It's not like a philosophy you ascribe to, or you wouldn't be in a relationship to cheat with. You'd be in something where the other person is just like, all right, it's just like a hooky tooky, how you do, get out of the room. You know, like if you're in a relationship and then you are cheating, it is a perspective problem. Some people do not cheat. Why?
Yeah.
I love you. It's one of the common reasons why I don't need to find my happiness by finding that kind of pleasure somewhere else. Or two, I believe in the sanctity of marriage. You are my dharma, you are my responsibility. I personally feel like, how can I cheat? What kind of person will I be looking at myself in the mirror every single day if I cheat? So I won't do it. A little bit of ego. You have to have a little bit of ego to not cheat. It's like, I'm too good for that. Because always I'll be like, you're the cheater, you're the cheater. It's like, I'd rather single-handedly resolve all of those issues.
Right.
Then have to be labeled that. It's a perspective issue. It's knowledge, really. Because you're not going to tell me that you're in a relationship and suddenly everyone else becomes ugly. Right?
Right.
It's like we're married. I've been like, 15 years? Well, 15 is pretty young to get married. If people get married at 15. 15 or 20 or 25 or 30 or 40. And then you've been finding, oh, this person's attractive. I could be with this person. You find this person within a short period of time. You actually get into a relationship, get married, and suddenly everyone else is like, no. You? Disgusting.
Yeah.
No. It's about acting on the impulse. That is where the cheating comes in. It's perspective.
Couldn't the ego go in the other direction, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
But again, it's the perspective. Perspective
Yes.
will keep your ego under control.
Right.
I see people, the scary ones who cheat are sometimes, and I would say the majority of times, the insecure ones. I'm not good enough. Oh, my partner, I don't believe in myself. I'm not beautiful. I'm not smart. No. Why would this person want to be with me? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And that feeds into a mentality where the relationship causes a fight. This person will start to distance, and then they will find that pleasure somewhere else with somebody in a bar, talking casually on the phone, or something like that. And then suddenly, boom, you've got an issue. Like, confidence is so important.
Yeah.
You must have that confidence. Perspective is everything, I think.
Yeah. It's true. See,
It's like a moment of silence.
No, it's the mental issues, right?
Yes.
That we're coming back to that mental issues. They're insecure. They're not confident. Something happened something years ago with something. You know?
Somebody.
Somebody.
I saw it.
Like, yeah, it's like definitely something that they need to be figured out. I'm like perpetually on Reddit, right? And there's like they write these things. They're like, I wanted to be in an open relationship with my wife. So I suggested it to her, and she was fine with it. And I haven't found anybody, and she's bringing home guys. And I'm always like,
what do you think about that, actually?
I don't like the open relationship thing. That's weird.
Wait, but can we just digest it a little bit?
Okay.
Okay, this is something that I've been thinking about. So, right, we're in Kali Yuga.
Yes.
And we hear these stories in the Shastra, specifically the one about the very chaste wife. She was so chaste to her husband, who was very lusty, that, and he was the quadriplegic? He had no arms, no legs, but he was very lusty. He wanted to sleep with a prostitute. And he asked his wife, his chaste wife, please carry me to the prostitute's house because I want to, do the horizontal mambo. And she did it. That is a story that never left my mind. The power of a chaste woman, that she is so devoted to her husband that she would carry her own husband to some other woman. Now, before y'all freak out, the story continues that the man went to the prostitute, and then the prostitute was like so surprised because it was storm, there was rain and everything, and he went through all this trouble just to meet with her. And the prostitute was like, if you had as much faith for the Lord as you had in coming here to be with me tonight, you'd be so much better. That gave him an aha moment, and then that was the moral of the story. He released those desires. But that initial starts.
See, I think that lady should have learned some moves from the prostitute. Then they be wiping and dapping all night. You know what I'm saying? That was the real problem.
Okay, now you're bringing another question. Where does one go to learn the whopping and dopping? This is what I want to know.
That prostitute's house. She know what's up.
So do we need more whole houses?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what we need. Be like,
The oldest
hey.
profession in the world.
Of course.
You know, I think the girl was a little too chaste, a little too pure.
But that's a good thing, right?
She could have taken that quadruple and flipped him upside down. She could have done everything to that man.
Prema, I can't
I'm just saying. There's scope. There's ability.
Okay,
if
fine.
he can do it, so can you, girl.
Okay,
Make it
fine.
work.
You know what? I agree. You know what? Don't be all chaste. Don't be all humble. Learn some moves. That's what we all want, right? We want to get it. We get married for what? To get into it.
Yeah.
So learn something. You're just gonna
Do
be
it.
there like, and that's it. Learn some moves. Okay. So that you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
You know, the chastity and the quietness, that's for the outside people.
No, we need the chastity.
You know? That's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh,
you,
for the
you know what it is?
outside
You're a
people see.
sheep. You're a sheep.
You're a lady
in
on the
public.
streets and a freak in the sheets.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You know? Right?
I think so.
Yeah. Cover your head, do the whole thing. You get home, take it off.
This brings me to the question.
Okay.
Where does polyamorous relationships come in then? Do you think it could work in today's world? No.
I don't know. There's too much jealousy.
There's too much nonsense.
And like hypocrisy, you know, like that. Even like if you read in like those ancient times when there was like
multiple husbands and wives.
Yes, like they were jealous. Oh, we don't like the first wife is the old wife, and he never goes to the old wife. But the second wife is the favorite wife, and he always spends time with the favorite wife. You know, like who wants to live like that? You know what I mean? Right? King Janak had 300 wives. Why? What you gonna do with all these women with you all broke Begun? You know what I mean? In those days, I think it was like a business move. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so sorry, everybody.
Let's be real here. Am I right or am I wrong?
Oh my god. I'm not gonna make it out of this one alive, y'all. Next question, please.
Yeah. What do we think of situationships?
Oh no.
Okay, can someone
No.
like accurately define a situation?
I will tell you, I am the god of situationships.
Okay.
Nothing's happening. There's some little eyeballing happening, but no moves. There's texting, and it's warm, but no line has been crossed. It's kind of like we like each other, but the other person's not gonna commit. It's a situation that goes nowhere. It's horrible. I'm never gonna do it again in my life. I'm telling you, that's a situationship. It's just this Panasonic washing machine of just like, it goes around and around and around and around. At some point, somebody has to step in and say, hey, do you want to go on a date? Hey, I like you. Hey, you really mean a lot to me.
Yep.
Hey, you know, like,
Exactly.
and it takes it out of a situationship into a relationship. It's all fine in the beginning when you're courting, but a situationship is just like, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, no.
It's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time.
Yes.
And a lot of the younger generation are doing this.
Yes. I keep hearing about it. That's why I was like, I wanted to be like 100% sure. And
Have y'all been in situationships?
Is this a situationship? Be clear. No, I'm just kidding.
Like, do you find that you will deal with a lot of situationships, or has there been one and you're like, you know what?
I tend to like to get out of them. They just make me uncomfortable.
Relationships or situationships?
Situationships.
Yeah, I feel like if the person doesn't want to commit, they don't want you, so what's the point? You know? Like, that's the bottom line. They don't want you for whatever benefits they can gain from you, but essentially they don't want you.
That's what it is. And, you know...
It's not, I'm just to be clear, it's not a friend with benefits. That's not a
No.
situationship.
Not
Just
quite,
making sure.
no.
No.
It's like they kind of like...
You're just
want
flirting
a relationship,
constantly.
But not really.
Yes.
I think it needs to be clear, like, what you want from each other, right? Like, if
Yes.
they just want to flirt and have fun,
Yes.
okay, you flirt and have fun, and you find somebody that's not looking to flirt and have fun.
But that's the thing with, like, at least on my end of the table, like, if I am flirted with, I'm not situationshipping. I am taking it slow to the
Right.
point of something being real, and I am basically not investing,
Yeah.
but I'm sort of like, I'm you know, it's kind of like a little garden, right? Like, I'm not ready to pluck the fruits or anything, but I'm getting the earth ready. I'm making sure it's aerated. I'm getting ready for something to grow. And if that other person is not there, because I'm not the kind of person that, like, once there's one person in front of me, there's one person in front of me. I'm not like, and then that's not a situationship
Right,
even
because
at
you're
all.
looking for a relationship, though.
Yes, but that's one person in the situationship will always fall under this category.
That's
It takes
true.
two
I
to
guess that's
tango.
what makes it a situationship.
It would not be a situationship.
One person is looking for
Yes.
commitment, while the other one is not.
Is not. That is exactly what makes a situationship.
That's not going to turn into nothing.
Absolutely.
That's not going to turn into nothing. Don't keep hanging on, girl.
Put the sheep's blood on the door and say,
Let it pass
Fire.
over. Eat your unleavened bread.
bind it with holy fire, Lord, cast it out. It's not coming. It's not coming. That's what it is. It's essentially a problem for the person who is more sincere. Because the person who's not committed, you can bless them and say, you know, the person's afraid, they don't want to commit, they don't know, they're waiting on me, blah, blah, blah. And this can be girl or guy, by the way, you know? But it's essentially like, you need to give a little something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just this one-sided situationship.
Right.
No, guys, don't do it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. And that fear, like, oh, if I say something, it's going to go away. Or if I say something, I'm going to be alone. Or if I say something, I may have to confront the reality that this person never actually really liked me.
Maybe they were flattered by your
Flattered. If you like that,
desire
cool.
or whatever.
But
You
if
know.
if you're actually sincere, be clear from the beginning. Take your time. Take your time. If you're sincere enough, the kind of person that actually wants a relationship in a world where everyone literally wants to just, then know your worth. Keep it to yourself. That's all I gotta say.
You're going to see, like, once you cut off access to this person, they'll either come back and be like, hey, where'd you go? And it's like, well, you gave me nothing. What am I doing here? You know? So, know your value. Know what you want.
Preach.
You know? It's not going to change until they're ready. And it may not be with you.
And that may be a hard thing to admit.
Yeah.
Oh, situationships. Oh, maybe it could work. Maybe it could work. There's some things in life. Lovely. I watch a lot of anime. Excuse you. But there was this lovely a quote that I got from an anime. You can't crack a rock with an egg. Some things in life you just cannot do. Like, you cannot. You just cannot. You cannot, you know, without any apparatus, stay underwater. You will die. No, but I wish I could because I hoped and this and that. You have to live your reality within the bounds of reality. Otherwise, it's just fantasy.
Yeah.
Even in a relationship, even in a situationship. Sometimes it's a situationship that gets good.
Yeah.
We were flirting, talking, he was shy, and talked to me, and then it went somewhere.
Yeah.
Just work within your reality. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Be humble enough to know that sometimes you're not the one.
Yes.
Sometimes you're just not the one. It's okay.
Yes.
You know?
Sometimes good.
That person may be in a situationship with you and then they find somebody else, they get married a month later.
Hate
and you're
that.
like,
Oh, but I hate that though.
yeah, you hate it, but they were not for you. They didn't want you. Clearly,
Why?
you know? The humility has to come, brother.
I have problems with humility. So, then, if I was one, why a situationship?
Because maybe it made them feel good. They like that you're
See, that's
looking at
irresponsible.
them. And yeah, people are horrible.
Yes.
welcome to Earth. People are terrible. They're awful.
Sorry, guys. That's all we got.
If there was any place you want to travel to, where would it be?
Oh, Lord have mercy. I would love. I've always wanted to go to Greece. Greece has always been like, just in association with my grandfather. He had the most wonderful love story. So he met my. Did I tell you this?
No.
I did not tell you this.
Oh
my grandparents, such a cute love story. So she was a very elegant. This was all in Brazil.
Okay.
In São Paulo in the 50s, 40s. No. I was born so like, around the 40s, 50s, right? Brazil. And that time it was pretty much like what you'd see in like old New York. All the men got their suits, the women had their hat with their little below the knee cut, and everyone very elegant, very chic back in those days. Not the depravity that we see today, you know. So they were all there, and she was a teacher, and she was teaching guitar. She also taught French. She spoke French. My grandmother was a classy lady, and she was hosting a party with her friends. She invites a friend who brings my grandfather, who bums the party, crashes it. And everyone's coming in through the door, and the door sill is very low. And my grandfather is very tall, like 6'6", even when he was like 94.
Wow.
Like, the man was tall. I did not get many of those genes, but I compensate where you it's...
you got the best.
I have a good heart, I got the best of them, it's good. And everyone else was coming in through the door doing this, right? And the way my grandfather got my grandmother's attention was because he was such an ego that he entered the door like this. He actually stands up, bends his knees, he would not bow his head like a weirdo, and then goes to the door. She's like, who's that weirdo?
Yeah.
They talk, they meet, they court, they fall in love, they get married, they have kids and everything. On their honeymoon, they took a ship from Brazil all the way to Greece, all the way to Europe, stopping at all the countries along the way.
Oh, wow.
They actually eventually ended up settling in Greece, had a pizzeria there in Kos, one of the Dodecanese islands in the southern part of Greece, and had a pizzeria there for 11 years.
Wow.
And I've always wanted to go to Greece to visit that place, you know, like, plus I love Greek mythology, love everything. Go see the oracle at Halicarnassus or Parnassus, I think it was. Go to Olympus, go to the Temple of Athena, go to, oh my God, just Athens is just full of it. So Greece would be it for me. Or Japan.
Yeah.
That's it. Those were the only two. Where else would you want to go?
I love places with like ancient history.
Yes.
You know? Like when I think of like America, there's nothing really.
No, I'm gonna see Mount Rushmore. Like,
you know,
what are you gonna say that?
there's nothing. Like, really,
Where would you go?
Like, I just like India. Like, you know.
No, girl.
I
Grow up.
No, I really do.
You in India.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Here's why. Because like, do you see how like Greece is tied to your lineage? Well, India's also tied to my lineage.
Oh yes, because you're West Indian.
So I'm here, but yeah.
And that's not even a real Indian.
Because, like, I'm a real Indian. I did an ancestry. I was like, do I ignore it? Not ignore it. Ignore it? Not ignore it. No, I'm not ignoring it. I'm Indian. Okay. You know, but like, yeah, just seeing like where my ancestors came from and like.
Where did they come from?
We don't even know. Like.
What flavor Indian are you? I feel you're northwestern,
it's
like Rajasthani, Punjabi, Gujarati
like,
kind of thing.
Bihar, maybe.
Really?
Yeah, and Uttar Pradesh. That's what I'm told.
Do you speak any Bihari?
No.
Oh,
but a lot of like the local language, like the local songs and whatever, like is based on like Bhojpuri, which is like the Bihari.
Really? That's so cool.
So it definitely has that. Like I remember traveling through Bihar, like the first time I came to India, and it was like I couldn't really connect with anything. We got to Bihar, and everyone has these like jandis, they have flags at their house. So whenever you do a puja, you put a flag up in your house. And it was just like, the second we got there, flags.
Really?
And it was like weirdly like home, yeah.
Wow. Have you ever been, so you've been there since like.
We just drove through it. My husband was like, we're not stopping here. These Bihari people be thieving. I was like, okay.
Even my dad used to say it was very violent back in the day. He used to do preaching back in Bihar. It's tough.
Bihar,
it's
Jharkhand, I hear is also real.
Jharkhand, Bihar, Assam. It's
yeah.
Oh, so cool.
Something I would love to do. Like I've been planning it, never happens. But like, I want to go back to Trinidad and find like where my great grandfather came from, and then like go to that village and like see me, like my people.
That's
you know?
so. They don't have an office. Like for example, my grandfather did our family lineage in Italy. There's like an office for that.
Yeah.
And you can get your whole family line. I got my. They maybe have that or somehow.
There's like
something.
one old man that like knows how
everybody.
to like he like knows how which book to pull out of, you know, okay, he came on this boat and blah blah blah.
Really?
Yeah, he's the only person, and I'm like,
get him.
I need to get him before he dies.
Get his WhatsApp, guys. Campaign. Save Prema.
Shamsu Din. Look me up.
We're waiting.
Yeah.
We got merch. Like,
Merch is waiting. So I'm hoping like one day make like a documentary or something about that.
Prema
you know.
Bihari.
You know, who am I or something.
Where am I?
Where am I? What
You
am
get
I?
lost trying to find out who you are. Literally.
You know?
I like that.
So I just love traveling in India. It's like seeing a little bit of myself and my ancestors, and we don't go nowhere, but
You feel it.
yeah.
Yes.
But when I like go to like Puri or like
Love Puri.
you
love
know,
Puri.
it's beautiful.
Okay, so what do you think of the new generation coming out in Krishna consciousness? Like the pros and cons of the mindset that they have?
They're fine.
I'm a little jealous.
Yeah.
I'll be very honest. I'm a little jealous.
Mm.
I feel like back in my day, it was a lot more restrictive.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, you can be young and do whatever damn nonsense you want as a young person.
Mm.
And you're young, so fine, fair enough. But you can kind of like get away with it kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you can, so that's the pro, I would say now, is that you can be young now. You can dress how you want, you can be how you want, you can speak how you want, you have your phone, you can be whatever orientation you want, you can hang out with who you want. Everything is great.
Everyone's a lot more accepting.
It's a lot more
understanding,
accepting as a
learn
youth.
from the past.
Yes, there's a lot
that.
more kids, so you have more options for a friendship, networking, social kind of psychological development kind of thing. There's a lot of kids in Mayapur.
Mm.
I don't know if I can speak to the whole world, but I would say in comparison to like at least 20 years ago, for sure, it's like it's gotten better. And I think that is something that parents need to kind of like learn to engage with more. Kids nowadays have access to like a lot of information, a lot of opportunities. Be the guiding path so your children can use that and not abuse it. The cons, I would say, is with all of that freedom happening, they're not getting the class. I had the class in my childhood. There was a way you behave, there's a way you do something. There was like, it was village vibes, you know, like it's kind of like you learn certain, because, I mean, we didn't have phones, we didn't have internet and everything, but we didn't have phones, we were playing around. You learn things, you listen to your parents. I'm the kind of person like, I just love that whole traditional grandma, ancient wizardy wisdom kind of thing. A lot of people knock it. Traditionalist, oh my God, so backdated. Maybe. But whatever was useful from that pot, I definitely took within me, and it's only there in that pot. And I feel the new generation haven't really connected with what has been passed down to them. It feels like it's a little bit of a break in the chain, and they're starting to learn everything new again. How to talk to people, how to be confident. Oh, I can't call the post office, I'm scared. Why? It's like a phone conversation. What is this social anxiety? What are you anxious about? Oh no, I couldn't, oh my God. Oh, you're so pretty. No, I'm not. But then you'll spend hours taking pictures on selfies so people can like you. Why? That little personal, the magic or the wisdom within that personal interaction is what is the fruit rather that you get from like your tradition. You may not have to be parents, but like that concept of a society. Whereas now they're kind of like just starting fresh. I don't know, that would be my pros and cons.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, there is that openness that you're talking about that I do like, but then there's like I agree with what you're saying, because it reminded me of when I used to teach 8th grade. It was like my first year here.
Best grade
teaching.
ever. They're so well behaved.
I do love 8th grade. Just say, like, someone asked me. Yes.
9th graders, devils.
They're like dead inside already. They couldn't care
8th
less
grade.
about you. 7th grade, a little too wild, but 8th grade is a sweet spot, you know? But I remember I was teaching like 8th grade, and for some reason it was Shastra, so like I was telling them they had to like go to Bhagavatam class every day and take notes. And you know, on Ekadasi they have Prabhupada give the class. And they were like, they have no idea. They couldn't understand him. They were complaining, I didn't get anything, this, that. And I was like, this is Prabhupada, you know? And I realized like a lot of young kids have never read like the basic building block books of Krishna consciousness.
That's the one.
Like the books that brought people's parents, Prabhupada disciples.
Yep.
They've never read Science of Self-Realization, which
That's
is
the
like
one.
tops.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
That's it.
they've never read any of
Yep,
these.
you
They're
hit-
just born and they're just like,
Yep.
you know?
Yep, that is the one. That's what it is.
Because when you don't
Reading.
have that foundation,
Yep.
anything can happen and it just all falls apart.
Yes, it's
you know?
the reading. You have to read.
They don't
You have
read.
to read.
They've never.
Do you have any
no
follow-up questions? What do you guys
experience,
think?
you know?
Being the younger generation and hearing us crusty old people discuss y'all, like, what do you think about your own generation? Do you think there's some merit to what we say? Do you disagree?
I feel like when you're raised in Krishna consciousness, most of the kids, instead of reading, they just listen to their parents' thoughts on Krishna consciousness and just take it. They don't think they have to read the book.
Absolutely.
They just think their parents' opinion is enough.
Yeah.
So they don't actually get to experience the light bulb moment for themselves and their
absolutely.
own realizations. So that's why their faith sometimes can banter
Yes.
back and forth.
Absolutely.
And that's why, sometimes they go a bit rogue or carry on with
Yes.
nonsense because they think if I experience that, maybe I'll have realization on my own, somewhere
Yes.
on the path.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I love my dad. He's a Prabhupada disciple, and he's like in it to win it. He's like the full thing. And I remember, and he had his light bulb moment, right? And he was like, okay, this is great. This is amazing. This is fantastic. And then when I was a kid growing up, like, you're a teenager, you will stray your ways. He'd be like, you should know better. And I'm like, wait a minute. Weren't you a pot smoking hippie in the 70s too? Or didn't you
And when
used
you
to
was
sleep
my
around?
age?
Or when you was my, sorry, that's not me now. But you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, you did your nonsense, you had your light bulb moment.
Yeah.
The fact that I trust and believe in this wisdom is one thing, but ultimately it's an internal experience. If I'm not making the effort to actually understand this for myself,
Yeah.
then you've actually lost a lot of wisdom in the process.
Exactly.
There's only so far your parents can take you with their own opinion and their own wisdom. No matter, forget about religions, with anything, with anything. It can be health, it can be religion, it can be societal relations, it can be how you view money, how you view relationship, love, sex, everything. Like, your parents will teach you when you're 4 years old and you can barely count to 10. Okay, we do this and we do that. And then you get to 16, you have a duty. Like, that's when you're like young enough to start learning. I think under 16, you're kind of like still figuring it out.
Yeah.
Like 16 onwards, then you can like have a rational thought. Then read. They're not reading enough.
They don't read.
That's all.
There's no, like, it reminded me of.
And all these words, goat, like fleek and yeet. Why? The English language has, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna go like full on say on right now. The English language has 1.2 million words. We're inventing new ones because they're not reading. Why?
I'm just saying Shakespeare invented words.
Shakespeare invented a few words in his plays. He didn't go around,
We now say, we commonly say his words. Like, apparently uncomfortable is a Shakespearean word.
What's wrong with work?
Uncomfortable. I just read that. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, we use these words all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
But then, like, for example, my eyebrows look fleek. Can't you say they look beautiful? It's a word for it already.
Okay, but they are on.
Or like, I yeeted.
I know you was looking. I just got them done.
You look good. Or like, I got my face beat.
Yeah.
Beat means something else. Like, I can't. I'm already too old for this generation. I am a 1940s sort of librarian. That is who I am.
I think we can look at technology now and how kids are now learning. Like, a lot of kids, they'll be on computers a lot, that they'll be looking at things online, maybe even YouTube and stuff. And I feel like it really does have an effect on the way they learn and how they act. That's where all these words are coming from. That's where all this stems from.
Do you think there's too much information? Like, there's so much.
I
think like YouTube, Insta, TikTok, or Snapchat.
I think a lot of kids, like, they pick up things and they don't understand like the culture behind it.
I do think that social media, as you said,
does
tend to open the floodgates of information in a way that there's no way to learn how to even process it. No context.
That's what I mean to say.
No context.
There's no understanding of the context of the words. So they'll say some crazy radical thing this way, and I'm like, no, bring it back. That doesn't make sense. Like, I think that happens a lot.
Yes. Back in my day, we had nothing.
We had encyclopedias.
I'd never read those.
No?
It's so boring.
Well, you don't read an encyclopedia. You look up something. You know
reference
what I mean?
Something, yes. Or
so
we'd
it's
have,
like,
what
that's...
did we have? How did we learn about the world? Was it MySpace? No, it wasn't MySpace.
No.
Well, MySpace was where, newspapers. I only used to read the comic section. I could not care less about the news.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just...
yeah, it was newspaper. That was it.
That's it.
That's literally...
MTV.
What about the magazines? Like Instagram?
Girl, I couldn't afford no magazine. I was poor.
Really, girl? You couldn't get a $2 magazine?
Oh, that was a waste of money.
But I get you.
Newspaper was 25 cents. That's where you get the news. And TV was free.
You can use it to wrap your vegetables.
Hello.
Yes. And then when you're done with your vegetables, you can use it for paper mache.
Yeah.
So you see?
Lots of uses.
Grandma knows.
So do you think social media is a good thing? How it's come in and it's informing people differently now?
Believe it or not, yes.
Yeah.
I love social media. I think social media just... Nowadays, I want to look up something. A quick type into Google. Or I want to find out about a friend. A quick search on their name. I instantly have that information.
Can I tell you something really random that I do?
Please.
Like, this is like 10 years ago. I woke up at 2 a.m. I don't know why. And I was worried about Britney Spears. I got on that phone and I was like, what happened to Britney? Where is she?
Is she okay?
Is she okay? Like she was my teenage life, like where did she go? She was in Las Vegas doing a show there or something, but like still, I worried about her,
I love social media. Yeah. I think social media is fantastic. I think social media, I would equate social media to money. There is a very not very nice phrase that rich people like to use, especially old money, and they'll say nouveau riche, which is like new money, right? Social media is a little bit like money. You can have more of it and it affords you so many doors that can open in the world for you. You can learn, you can take online courses, you can learn about things that actually make a difference in the real world. Like if I want to apply for a company, even as a lawyer, learning Microsoft Word, I don't even understand Microsoft Excel. This is some alien language program. I don't know why, I just cannot work. But there are courses online that you can learn that. And if you want to apply for a job, to support your kids, to grow in your career, to be a businessman, social media is what's going to get you there. Right? Social media is the easy, cheap access to actually getting you real places in your life. The problem is that the social side of social media is something like giving candy to a baby. Like, if you don't know how to withdraw, you will just be stuck on a loop. It's tragic. It's actually a problem. Like, I need to post. I don't have enough likes. No, delete that picture. I've had people being so insecure. Like, we'll be having a great Kodak moment, laughing our heads off, whatever. I'll take a picture. No, delete it. It's ugly. I'm like, I'm not gonna post it anywhere. No, it has to be deleted because this image that the photo has to be perfect. Everything has to be perfect. What we put out there. This is madness. This is actually madness to me. But for business, you're not gonna go nowhere without social media. Forget about it. No one cares about your brick and mortar shop anymore. If you're in a big city, forget about it. Okay, maybe yes, because there's foot traffic, but if you're somewhere rural, you need your social media for your services. Otherwise, how are you gonna compete? You need social media. It's just, can people make it a habit to have a non-social media day, like social media free Friday kind of thing? There was that movie. I love that movie. Ready Player One. Have you guys seen that movie? I've seen that movie 5 times already. And it was a perfect example of this. There's this whole... Have you seen that movie? You have to watch this movie.
Is it serious or is it funny?
No, it's fun. It's great. It's not serious at all.
Like the first 5 seconds, someone's murdered. No. I'm like, why did you bring me here?
Yeah. But no, it's fantastic. It's a great movie. And I'm not going to tell you the end. But basically the sum story is take a break from social media. When I lost my phone, I felt like I found myself. 3 weeks I didn't have a phone. No WhatsApp, no Facebook, no Insta, no this, no that, the other. And I was like, what do I do with all this time? My hand was literally like, oh, I don't have a phone. Or like, oh, like I don't have anyone to talk to.
Okay.
It's scary. It's like, it's literally withdrawal symptoms. I'm telling you.
It's funny that you're talking about that, because lately I've been trying to be less on my phone also, because I have this habit now where I constantly have my headphones in. It drives my husband nuts. I always have the headphones in, and I'm always listening to a podcast or something or the other, but my ears are just always occupied,
Yes.
And then I'm like, I need to stop doing this because I'm not listening to the birds outside or my daughter screaming for her life. I have no idea. I'm like,
today we'll be discussing the sub-Saharan African giraffes and their mating periods. Oh, la, 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 la.
I'm like, So it's like, it's just become this habit. As soon as I wake up, they go on and they don't come off until I go to sleep at night. And it's like, it's awful. So my ears need like a break from social media. And you know what else I think is kind of not great about social media is that whatever they see that you're watching, they'll give you more of that. And sometimes it becomes very extreme.
Yes.
Because the things like you're talking about how everyone has this curated content. I have to look like this, look like that. But on my social media, they look beautiful on the Instagram. You click on the stories and they're like, musty and crusty, just woke up. And I'm like, what are you talking about? When I look at them, they look ugly and horrible and regular.
Man.
But when and everybody has a different experience on social media.
For mine, it was not good. Like my curated was stuff that I had no control over curating or not. Like I think I once liked one meme. It was one joke about somebody who had cheated on someone else. And it was like a light scroll, I think kind of like a double tap, haha, whatever.
Yeah.
From that point onwards, I was getting pages of like cheater pages.
Yeah.
Cheater jokes and stuff like really dark stuff. And I was like, well, I don't want this. Get out.
Yeah.
Or there'll be like pages that I wouldn't want and something else would come in. That's like the dark side of social media that I just like cannot.
That's not great. Because like my parents would be saying some radical, crazy old people stuff.
Parents are parents.
And I'm like, where did you get this? And then I'll like sneak, like when I'm in America, I'll like sneak on their Facebook and I'll be like, okay, delete all of this.
Social media
now
terrorists.
we're going to put in all of this and like all of this. You know what I mean? Because they get like super extremist and they say the craziest things. And I'm like,
my dad's the same.
Yeah,
my dad's
right?
the same. It's just old people. Do you think we'll be like that?
Probably, right? Or do you think we'll be a little bit smarter because we're aware that not
That's what our
everything
parents think.
on the internet is real? But they also know not everything on the
but
internet
you know
is real.
But Prema Rupa, there's a whole new thing coming out. AI and the metaverse.
The AI.
We're too old.
The AI.
We're too old.
I think
We're too old.
I'll be watching something. I'm like, I saw you yesterday, Narayan.
I'm telling you.
I'm dead, Prema.
And we'll be like, AI is a construct of the government to keep us entrapped, and our future generation will be like, radical parents.
Yeah.
We're gonna be the same.
Yeah.
I still don't understand
We'll
how
be
AI
fooled
works.
by AI.
No.
I think
Or in the
we will.
metaverse. The metaverse. I don't. I saw a show. They're doing fashion shows in the metaverse.
We're talking about Meta,
Sorry.
like Facebook's metaverse.
Yeah, there's only one.
What
right?
didn't that flop? Like didn't he lose like $1 billion?
Did?
Does anyone know about this?
No.
I think it's. I'll look it up.
I
mean, it's still there, but there's like 20 people on it,
I think AI is
and they're all children.
I think it's like super dangerous AI. Like
Yeah.
the stuff that they're doing. Like there will be like a woman on camera and she'll have like an AI filter on and it will AI her voice and her appearance into a man. So now she has like a whole new identity and she can say whatever she likes and no one's gonna think it's her.
Or you know what's been even worse that's going on lately is like taking regular people like you and me, and
Say what I think it is.
I think so.
Oh, say it.
Ooh.
Oh, and then they put the face on a porn star's body,
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna bring
and
up.
it looks
Yeah.
like you're doing porn.
Exactly.
And
Oh my
that's-
God, I have a future.
And that's already happening. There's hope for us yet, Narayan.
We got this. Done. Stormy
Change my
Daniels. Here we go. Really?
Yes.
Is that what they call like a deep fake?
Yes.
Okay.
So you know the words.
I don't know what it means though.
Yeah, that's a deep fake.
Is it deep because it's porn?
No, because it's real,
it's
real
like-
looking and it's fake.
I can always tell when it's AI though.
No, this is like very realistic.
It's pretty
like,
realistic.
I
There
can
was
tell.
a whole documentary on it ruining a girl's life
Mhm.
because they thought that it was actually her. And there's like, they make apps for guys now to put pictures of like their crushes or whatever into like these certain, women's bodies so they could,
This is dangerous.
It's so
Yes.
dangerous. Like these are little girls that they're like destroying little girls' lives of these creepy like young boys who their minds are wandering off in other places. So that's why I think AI is just like very scary.
Yeah.
Great to write an email though.
Yeah. ChatGPT.
ChatGPT,
Stan.
and Goat.
Yeah. Stan and Goat. Everything else, it can't write a script for nothing. But
For nothing.
No. But like sometimes I'll need an idea. I'll be like, what do you think about this? And just pick out a couple words, put it in
But
there.
of course, I know my letters.
Yeah.
So like ChatGPT just aids me in like the
Exactly.
structure.
Yeah.
But I think for people who aren't as bookish, ChatGPT is great. You want to send a professional email.
Yes.
It's like, it's great.
Yeah.
You could speak to your child self. What would you say?
Learn to speak up more. Do not be afraid to speak.
Get your eyebrows did. Girl,
Was it
you
that bad?
know they're caterpillars, girl. Just do it. It's okay. You shave. Don't pluck. You have too much hair. Just shave.
No nair.
No. Never.
Okay.
Not on your face.
What else would you say to yourself, Prabhu, besides plugging your eyebrows?
Get your eyebrows did.
Yes.
No, you were. I was just trying to.
No, you're fine.
No.
Well, what would you say to yourself? That's one of the things I would say to myself, like speak up more.
Yeah, I never ever liked how I looked. Too brown, too much hair, too much.
It's golden.
Thank you.
Cocoa caramel vibes.
I just didn't believe it because like Bollywood, for example, everybody's fair skinned and
Not Rajinikanth, not all the South Indian actors.
that's it. But isn't that a male Indian actor? No, that's all right. We'll just talk in the dark.
Can we?
Yeah,
Is that not
this is
gonna-
still rolling.
But with light and everything? Like,
No, there's no light.
okay.
We'll just talk.
We talk.
Yeah. Yeah, male Indian actors, nobody cares. But the women all have to be like white and fair.
Or white adjacent.
Yes.
You're pretty much a white girl yourself.
In my heart.
Yes. Yes.
A
Yeah.
coconut.
Yes.
Brown on the outside, white on the inside. So I think I was very, very self-conscious about how I looked. I've never been skinny. I never thought I was pretty. And, I could have done some social media when I was 12, 13. I didn't know how to put on makeup.
I did not know how to dress. I was like wearing all types of kurtas. I would say like, boy, get your style done, thought out.
Yeah.
I was wearing every which type of thing.
Yeah.
And it did not matter to me
Yeah.
to think about it.
Right.
Long sleeved, like down to here, and super like iridescent fabric. And like, yeah, I used to have so many like Bengali, and I used to tell myself, this is traditional Bengali. It was not. It was just like madness and weirdly distort. Like, no. Boy, you need to get your style together. You need to learn to speak up more. Watch out who your friends are.
Yes.
Be careful with who you want to associate with. That's pretty much what I would tell my younger self. I feel like if I would have learned to speak up for myself younger, I would be in a much more confident place. So because I'm just now, at my age, y'all better take stock. You don't want to wait to get now to start the work. Because then you're only going to get the results of it 5 years, 10 years from now. So if I would have started doing all my talking and all my truthing and all my loving earlier, I could have had a much better youthful experience. And now I'm at the end of the youthful experience. It's like, it's just that little, like, damn it, I could have done it so much better. Like, what could it, that shoulda, coulda, woulda, that's what really bothers me. Like, it could have been so nice if I would have just been healthier, if I could have spoken out, just get that.
Yeah.
That little regret never goes away.
Those regrets. I was thinking about this morning also, like about what I was wondering if maybe that would be one of the questions, like, what do I regret the most? And it's like, never being brave enough. I lived my entire life never being brave enough to do any of the things I want to do. I was brave enough to do a lot of stupid things, but like, never brave enough to like make the YouTube channel, make the video, post it, edit it, tolerate the sound of my voice and the look of my face just so that I could get it out, you know?
And now look at you.
Old?
No. Old is gold.
That's what my husband says, too. It's always like, old is gold. And I'm like, yeah.
Don't wait till later to start something that may take even longer to get results when you can do it now. If you're going to do it anyways.
You know? So, also, like, I think I have, like, ADHD or something.
Me too.
I think so. Every time I look at those things on the internet, it's like me. Because I just, like, couldn't focus at all in school.
Girl.
And then my parents would be mad at me, and nobody knew what was wrong with me.
I know what's wrong with you.
I think
You need drugs. Let me tell you this experience.
That's okay. We'll keep going.
Okay. We're going to end on
this.
this.
One. We're going to end on it.
You need drugs. Let me tell you. One time, back in university. See, I'm getting old. I'm even forgetting my words. So I was in university, and I had a friend of mine who had ADHD, and he had Adderall. Let me tell you.
You took one.
I took one.
No.
I totally did. Because, and not for drugs or anything, but I heard that this was like the brain pill. And it was like, if you take it, you will be focused.
You're like Super Saiyan. Like,
yes, Super Saiyan and super focused. I took a pill.
Yeah.
In the space of like 6 hours. Cleaned the room, washed the bed sheets, did the clothes, read 4 chapters of my law, went for a walk. I actually went on a whole cleaning rampage in the house, reorganized all of the cupboards, all of the shelves, all of the books, all of the plates, all of the cups, cleaned all of the utensils in the house, studied, highlighted, made notes, put it up, uploaded everything, went and did a whole vacuum spree. Like, I just went on a whole insane rampage. Now, this is not me saying I advocate for drug use when you're not medically required to.
Yes.
What I'm saying is what are those things that can like amplify? Because I realized that's all I needed. I needed output for my energy. The minute I had that, it was like, it was phenomenal.
Yeah. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know what it is. That's why I'm like a productivity nerd all the time, like writing things down, checking off the boxes, and like, you know, like I'm always watching stuff about productivity because I feel like I can't focus. I'm like, I have 10 million things I need to do today.
Use that energy. Put it to use, guys.
And only when I like started doing productivity type stuff, like a to-do list even, you know, then like things started kind of clicking a little bit better. Yeah. You're just bad at, you know, staying organized. So get organized. You're not ugly. And the end. That's all.
So guys, thank you so much for watching our very first episode of the next season of the Damn Good podcast. We are here whenever you need us. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. We definitely love your comments. We were wondering what to do. So if we have comments from y'all, we'll just have all the more content to give to you guys. I'm so surprised that there's so much love coming from all the world from us. So please send it our way with likes and comments, especially comments. We love comments. And we will see you on the next one.
Yep. Check out the description box below to find out more about us. You'll find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Be good to each other and be good to yourselves. And as always, thank you for being damn good. Here it is, this week's Harinam.